UFC 300 shaking up. We're starting to get some drama here with the booking as we get closer to the event, and things are starting to get a little bit crazy on Twitter with Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, Nate Diaz. We're going to cover that and more. But before we do, you need to click that subscribe button because we're going to be talking UFC MMA on this channel, and you're going to want to know what's going on. Click that button. Stop missing out. But Conor McGregor drops a big tweet yesterday, and it blows up the internet. McGregor on 300 seals the deal. And the odds of him being on UFC 300 just feels like it's increasing. It sure does. It feels like it's getting higher by the moment. As everything's kind of on the hush, we're waiting for the build-up. We get fight announcement after fight announcement. Most of them we don't feel too good about for the event. 299 looks a little bit better than 300, but 300 has been looked upon from the MMA community, guys who follow UFC on Twitter hardcore day in and day out, as a huge event, a landmark for the company, and we're just waiting for this to be booked as a landmark event. What would make it more of a landmark event if McGregor seals the deal for 300? They kept it quiet. They drop it sometime after Super Bowl weekend or somewhere around there, and we get the news, and everybody's up in arms, excited for 300. The big thing about that, Michael Chandler jumps in. I accept, see you soon. Makes sense, considering the Ultimate Fighter, considering they've been back and forth yapping it up, considering McGregor dropped that video saying, hey, we're going to do this at 185, and Chandler's like, okay, let's run it. But another aspect has jumped on the table here, and it's Nate Diaz. A real war. We got a picture of him and McGregor in the center of the octagon. What would you rather see here? Chandler versus McGregor? Nate Diaz versus McGregor? What would you rather see? First thing, we saw the Ultimate Fighter. We saw that build up there. But when we go back to the Ultimate Fighter, we were excited this first few episodes, that first handful. And then it died off. Remember, it kind of died off, like it did not carry well. It did not hit the numbers that a McGregor Ultimate Fighter should do. So the UFC knows that. They're looking at that. That's in the back of their head. And then you also got Nate Diaz over here, who you put on any pay-per-view, it doesn't even really matter. People are going to buy it. People are going to buy the build-up. We've been waiting for the trilogy fight to happen for too long now. And with McGregor coming back, this was really the perfect opponent for him. You kind of got a fight that's very winnable. Very winnable. We saw Nate Diaz's last couple fights, including the boxing match. And we know if McGregor's on point, this is a Nate Diaz where, you know, it might be tighter than what you think in your head. But if he's on point, if he's ready to rock and roll, if he's willing or ready to make a run for the top of the division, he should smoke this. He should. However, you got Chandler here, and it's been billed as the fight to make, and they've been talking it up. However, you got Nate Diaz here ready to swoop in, and him coming in here being a monster, colossal fight. How about we spin it this way? We get this at 300, and then we get Chandler fight later in the summer. We could possibly do that, and that could be something that's in the works, but I like both fights happening. I'd be excited to see either one of them. But honestly, I feel like I've been strung along for the Diaz fight for too long now. And I feel like if it happens, I'm going to be excited. No matter how old these guys get, they can be in wheelchairs. I'm going to be excited to watch that fight. It does not matter. The Chandler fight, pretty much same thing. Pretty much same thing. As a fan, when I watch these booked, I don't care. I want either one of those. And if I can get a McGregor fight on 300, it would make sense. I get it. Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad, that's a chance that could be happening. But if you're going to really make it a 300 main event. McGregor versus Chandler or Diaz. The one I probably want the most, and because I've been waiting the longest, and I know we can't wait too much longer, is the Diaz fight. But logically in my head, I think the easier one to make, because you're not going to have to debate more when you're negotiating contracts, is the Chandler fight. Man, they've been talking, they've been squawking. That's probably more probable. But Diaz swooping in, and if he can get the money he wants, that's probable. But we know how a Diaz negotiation goes, and he'll bring up Francis Ngannou and all that. But again, we're looking at Conor McGregor here, sealing the deal for 300, talking on Twitter. Could be just talk, because it is Conor McGregor. But if it happens, UFC 300 is going to be a landmark event, and that's what we're waiting for. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.